Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa amma ba'd. Yes, Hamza.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إجارة الحمام والقراءة فيه وأحكام المصحف. وتكره في الحمام كل قراءة وذكر لسان والسلام لمبتدي. وأجرة حمام حلال كريهة كأثمانه والعقد غير مفسد. ورفعك صوتا بالدعاء أو مع الجنازة أو في الحرب حين التشدد.
Okay. Yes, so today's topic is Ijaratul Hammam wal Qira'atu fi, meaning renting a hammam and reading in the hammam. What's the ruling? Wa ahkamul mushafi, and some of the ruling related with the mushaf. Mushaf means the Quran, the edition of the Quran, the copy of the Quran. So three things he's talking in this chapter. Ijaratul hammam, what about renting a hammam and making some money? And wal qira'atu fi, the second thing that he's talking about is what is the ruling regarding recitation the hammam or remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hammam. Wa ahkamul mushaf, and rulings related with the mushaf, the copy of the Quran. Okay, what it means hammam here, for example, the language, every language changes from time to time. Nowadays, if you use the word hammam, it refers to the toilet. I want to go hammam in toilet. But previously, in the classical Arabic and in the centuries before, hammam used to refer to the place where you take bath. Okay, nowadays toilet and bath, everything is just in one. Before, toilet used to be separate and hammam used to be separate. Hammam means the place where you take bath. And in some countries, even now, you find hammams are built and they are rented. In some cities, you find hammams are built and they are rented. Anyone can go and say, I want to take a shower, and there is a fixed charge or something. You pay the money and they let you use. And time is given, for example, 10 to 15 minutes, and so on and so forth. And they provide you with hot water if you want. In those countries like India and the other African countries, hot water is not available in every home. They don't have these geysers or the boiler system or so. So people sometimes refer this type of hammam. Obviously, when you go there, because it is rented for public, so it may not be that much clean or so. It may not be that much clean, but yes, you find these facilities, the hot water and the other little facilities are there. So you pay the money, pay the rent, and take shower and come back. So that's what he's talking about. Hammam means those, not a bathroom that is built in the house, rather the bathrooms, places where you take shower, and they are rented. So example, you find number of hammam, one after another, and you rent each one. And they have the numbers on. For example, they have number 1, 2, 3, and so. So you pay at the counter the money. They say, okay, use hammam number 3 is free, or use hammam number 4, and so on and so forth. So he's talking about the hammamat. What is the ruling? And there's very famous story, and there's a lesson in Ibra as well. What the story says is that a man was standing in front of his house, and the hammam called Hammam Minjab. There was hammam called Hammam Minjab, and it was next to his home. Meaning the hammam that used to be rented for people, and sometimes you find these hammamat just for ladies and some hammamat just for men. Okay, even ladies, if they want to take a shower and have be able to use what we say the hot water or so, they had the separate hammamat. In Muslim countries, obviously, we're talking. So a man was standing outside of his home, and the ladies' hammam was next door. Ladies' hammamat were next door. So a beautiful lady was walking, and she was looking for the hammam. They are called Hammam Minjab. So she asked the person, can you tell me where the Hammam Minjab is? And the door of his, the door of his house was somehow similar to the house of the hammam. So he said, yes, this is the hammam, come in. So because she was young and she was beautiful, so this guy, meaning yes, he wanted to, meaning his intention became wrong, and he, instead of guiding to the Hammam Minjab, which was next door, he said, yeah, this is the Hammam, come, it is inside. And he took her inside. And the lady was clever. She realized that his intention is wrong, and that's why. And she found no Hammam inside. She said, there's no Hammam. She said, don't worry, we'll spend some good time together, and so on and so forth. She realized, and she was clever. She said, okay, if that is the case, I'm hungry, and go get some food and get something for me to take bath and beautify myself, so we can have nice time together. So she was clever. So the man was over the moon, thinking that the lady is also ready to comply or fulfill his desire. So he forgot to lock the door and went buying food and buying things for her to take bath and beautify herself. And what happened? The lady was clever. She deliberately wanted him to go out of the home so she can run away. So she left. And this man was when he came back and he found the lady has gone, so meaning he got really mad. And the love of the lady, sometimes, yes, they say love, how do you say, for the first sight, or
Lust.
meaning you see someone and you fall in love.
Love at first sight.
So it was something, and because he was feeling bitter that he had the chance and the chance is missed out. So when he came back, found the lady is gone, so he started saying a piece of poetry. Ya rubba qa'ilatin yawman wa qad taibat ayna at-tariqu ila hammam min jabi. Where the lady has gone, who was asking the address of the Hammam of Minjab. And he was feeling so sad and saying this piece of poetry so much that one day he was going into the market and saying the poetry out loud, which means where the lady has gone, which was asking the Hammam Minjab, mean the address of the Hammam Minjab. And the lady itself, she heard what the guy is saying. Okay, and she answered. She said, look, halla ja'alta sariyan idha dhafirta biha hirzan ala dari aw quflan ala babi. Meaning she also answered in the poetry. She said, look, when you got a control, meaning when you deceived her and took her into home, why did you leave the door open? Why you didn't lock anything? Or why you didn't lock or put something preventing her from running away? And then she said, look, in yanfudh rizqu farraziku yukhlifuhu. If some worldly thing is being taken away, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replaces. But if the honor and dignity has been taken away, it cannot be replaced. So you're wrong meaning she wanted to say that you're wrong having that evil intention or so. And the man realized that it is the sound of the same lady. So his love and madness got even more. And when the time for his death came, people were saying, say la ilaha illallah, and he was reading the same piece of poetry. Ya rubba qailatin ay waqad taibat ayna at-tariqu ila hammam min jabi. He was saying, it was automatically coming on his tongue. Where's the lady who was asking the address of the Hammam Minjab? So there's a nasiha that whatever is there in your heart, at that time you cannot pretend and you say kalima. If the zikr is always on your tongue, it will come automatically. But if something you are preoccupied with something other than the truth, other than the kalima, other than the zikr, other than the remembrance of Allah, whatever your heart and mind is preoccupied, those things will come. Khatima hasna and khatima sayya. There was a merchant. Obviously, what this trader do? Even when they come back, they calculation. I bought for this and sold for this, £2 and 250 and this and that. So people were asking him to say, and he was calculating. 2 into 2 is 4, and 2 minus 1 is this, and the profit is that. That was coming automatically, meaning at that time, you have no control over your senses. Nauzubillah. We ask Hasna, Khatima Hasna. Okay, let's come to our lesson. He's saying, وَتُكْرَهُ فِي الْحَمَّامِ كُلُّ قِرَاءَةٍ وَتُكْرَهُ فِي الْحَمَّامِ كُلُّ قِرَاءَةٍ. In the hammam, I mean the place where you take shower, it is makruh to read. And when the scholars used to say makruh, generally speaking, it refers to something serious, meaning something haram. So it is haram to recite Quran or make the remembrance of Allah in the toilet, in the hammam. And the same rules apply for the toilet. Toilet even more bad. Okay, and what type of dhikr? Meaning verbal dhikr. You're not allowed to make dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala verbally. But Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with his heart even in the toilet. That's fine. For example, you sneezed and you have said Alhamdulillah in your mind. That's okay. What is wrong is to verbally. But I heard a fatwa of Sheikh, Saudi Sheikh, and he is, I think, one of the Hayat Kabar ulama. Someone asked, what's the ruling of saying Bismillah before starting wudu? Obviously, you do wudu in the hammam itself, in the toilet itself, in the bathroom. What's the ruling? And obviously, generally speaking, the fatwa is this, that you should not make mention of Allah's name in the toilet and the bathrooms as well, because they are not good place, they are dirty place, you relieve yourself. But he made a good point. He said, look, the hammam or toilet previously used to be different. Different in the sense that, yes, they used to dig a big hole or something and all of the dirt will remain. And then after a while, after a few months or so, they would remove. But nowadays, he's saying the toilet is different. You flash and all the dirt is gone. So what the point he was making is that in this case, it may be fine saying Bismillah before starting wudu, because now the toilets are not similar to the toilets that were built previously. I mean, you got the idea. Previously, they used to dig a big hole or so.
Cesspit.
And how do you say?
Cesspit.
Yes.
Pit like
So after a few years or so, they would remove, otherwise it would remain. And sometimes, obviously, it would cause some smell or something. That's why they used to have in the back garden or something, away from the living rooms and so.
What should a person do then? What should a person do?
He was saying that in this case, because you are starting wudu, so he said in this case it's fine to say Bismillah even verbally. But deliberately don't go out of choice, start reading or making dhikr. Okay, wassalamu li mubtadi, and saying salam, initiating salam for someone who is in the toilet is no good. Being someone in the toilet or taking shower, don't tell him salam, wait until he comes back and say salam. Wa ujratu hammamin halalun karihatun. What about the ujra? Meaning you are renting hammam, bathroom for shower. So can you take the ujra, mean the fees? Is it halal? He said it is halal, but it's not something really good. Kariha means it is halal, you can make money, but it's not good. Why it's not good? Generally speaking, these hammamat, people, yes, it is like changing rooms or so. They have common changing rooms and they have those bathrooms. Sometimes they speak, sometimes they sing songs, and sometimes they come out with semi-naked or something. Here, if you go into changing rooms, a swimming pool or so, it's really bad. It wasn't that bad previously, but yes, still something bad would happen. So he said it is fine to make money by renting hammam, but it's not a good business. One should try to find out something better. وَرَفْعُكَ صَوْتًا بِالدُّعَاءِ. He's saying raising your voice while you are making dua is also makruh. So now we are talking about dua. Are we allowed to raise our voice making dua? Okay, if you are khatib and imam, okay, and you are obviously during the khutbah, end of the khutbah, you are making dua, and obviously you have to raise your voice. So we are not talking about khatib, individual. What's the ruling? He's saying it is makruh to raise your voice while making dua. And in Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Udu rabbaka tatarrun wa khufya. Meaning call upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, showing humility, wa khufya, and in a secret way. Keeping it secret between you and Allah. Aw ma'al janaza, and raising your voice with the askar, with ma'al janaza. Ma'al janaza means with the burial or with the dead person. You find some people, they say, La ilaha illallah, and everyone is saying La ilaha illallah. Some people say Wahidu, and they say La ilaha illallah. So raising the dua while moving the dead person from his house to the mosque, or from the mosque to the graveyard is also bid'ah. It's also bid'ah. You find this practice common. Okay? Sometime in the community center, when they move the janazah, they say la. One person says out loud and everyone starts saying. Aw fil harbi, meaning raising your voice while making dhikr at the time of battle. Aw fil harbi hina tashaddudi. Okay, at the time of battle or before the battle starts, we've been told to make dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is in the Quran. Fazkurullah, meaning at the time when the battle is about to start, it is we've been commanded to make dhikr of Allah and ask help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, the success is not dependent upon the numbers or the weapons that you have got. It comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But scholars have said that raising your voice while making dhikr or asking help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is makruh. Being do it quietly. But you find sometimes that nowadays people say Allahu Akbar out loud. And the Allahu Akbar may cast fear in the hearts of the enemies. The Allahu Akbar out loud that I said, it terrifies the enemies. Okay. ونقط وشكل في مقال لمصحف ولا تكتبن فيه سواه وجرده. Okay, what about putting the dots in the Quran, وشكل, and putting the Arab? Okay, previously, the Arabic used to be written without dots. For example, the noon, for example, they write like this and put and little bit stroke at the end. So the stroke is taken away and replaced by the dot. So Arabic language previously used to be written without dot and without a Arab. Arab means without fatha, kasra, dhamma. Even now you don't find fatha, kasra, dhamma in many articles and so on and so forth. So that are called shakl. So he's saying putting the dots and putting the Arab in the Quran fi maqal. Scholars have differed whether it is halal and recommended or not. Some people say the original type of writing should be preserved, and using dots and using Arab, putting Arab, fatha, kasra, dhamma is not good. But the correct opinion is that's fine. Not everyone is expert. Not everyone is expert in reading without dots and reading without Arab. It helps. It helps, and it makes the recitation of the Quran easier. So the correct opinion is that's fine, and it started from early time. I think from the time of Sahaba and Tabi'in, the dot system and the Arab system started, and it is continuous. So there is nothing wrong. Okay, however, he's saying La taktubunna fihi siwahu. Don't write anything in the Quran. For example, in the Quran, the Hashia, what to say? Hashia, the gap that you have east side and beneath. He is saying don't write anything. Why it is disliked to write anything other than the Quran? Because yes, you write something in the Arabic, and some people may get confused, and they may also think that this is part of the Quran later on. That is one thing. The other thing is Quran need to be respected. If you want to write its meaning or something, not on the gap itself, you need to have a separate notebook also. There you write the meaning, make your notes out of respect. Okay, وحرم عنه وكره إجارة مصحف كبين وفي الإبدال وجهين أسندي. He's saying وحرم وعنه أكره. He is mentioning two ahkam. He's saying it is haram to rent a mushaf or to sell a mushaf. Mushaf means the Quran, the copy of the Quran. He's saying harim wa anhu ikrah or wa anhu ukrih or akrah. So he's mentioned two sayings. He's saying in the madhab, he's the follower of our madhab, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. He's saying it is haram wa anhu, and another narration say that it is makruh. What we are talking about? Renting mushaf, selling a mushaf. What's the ruling regarding renting a mushaf and selling a mushaf? So one opinion is, sometimes an imam have more than one saying. So Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal says it is haram. And another opinion of him itself says that is makruh. What is the correct opinion? Can we rent or can we sell a Quran? Those who say it is haram, they say, look, it is the word of Allah. How can you sell? How can you ask money? Saying this 10 pound, 20 pound, there is no worth. I mean, Quran cannot be given or sold or cannot be rented. And the other opinion is it is fine but disliked. It is not haram, however it is disliked. The correct opinion is the second one. I think Sheikh Saleh Fawzan says even it is fine without any karah. He says when a person is selling Quran, he's not making money for the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rather, he's making money for the effort, for the papers and for the writing and for its printing, its binding. So you're not asking money in return for the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's nothing wrong renting and nothing wrong in selling the Quran. For example, you have bookstop or so it's fine. There's nothing wrong. And the money that you are asking, again, he's saying it's not in return of the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is his attribute, and it cannot be meaning money and other thing are no substitute, or it's not price. You are asking money for the effort that one has made. I mean the papers and printing and binding and transportation and those things. وَفِي الْإِبْدَالِ وَجْهَيْنِ أَسْنِدِ. And what about changing one mushaf with another and paying the difference? That's also fine. For example, you have a mushaf which costs £10, and there's another mushaf which got different colors for the like we got the tajweed one. Okay, so exchanging and paying the difference is also fine. We said selling is fine, so is the case with the exchange and paying the difference. Okay, وَحَذْرٌ بِلَا خُلْفٍ سِفَارٌ بِمُصَحِفِ. He's saying it is haram without any ikhtilaf to travel with mushaf. To travel with mushaf, where you're going to Darul Hurub, meaning you're going to a disbelieving country, a country of disbelievers, and there is a fight between the Muslims and them. Okay, I mean the disbelieving countries and disbelieving people are of different level. Some people have a normal relationship with Muslim and Muslim countries. We are not talking about them. We are talking about a country, non-Muslim country, that is in fight with a Muslim or Muslim country. So he's saying that is called Darul Harb. So he's saying don't travel with Mus'haf to that country. Why? Because yes, they may attack you and they may, Nauzubillah, take control over the Quran and show disrespect, to burn or destroy or show disrespect. So you're being reason for that. Meaning if you hadn't taken the Quran with you to those areas, it wouldn't have happened. Is it clear now? And there's no ikhtilaf. That is the ruling. For example, if you are going another country where there is no fight or something and the relationship is normal, if for your own personal use, it's good, you can take Quran. So he's talking about Dar Harb. وحرم عليه الاتكاء على الذي به منه مع كتب الحديث والشديد. Okay, showing respect to Mus'haf and showing respect to the Kutub al-Hadith is part of the Iman. Okay, وَمَنْ يُعَزِّمْ شَعِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهَا مِنْ تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. Anyone showing respect to the symbolic things of Islam is part of the taqwa. So let's say even if you are praying on carpet and you're sitting, can we place Mus'haf on the carpet? Carpet is clean, that's why you're praying there. Okay, can you leave the Mus'haf on the carpet? Okay, here some people may argue and say there's nothing to say. There's no prohibition. It is a clean place, that's why we're praying. It's fine. But if you're showing respect and not doing so, that is better. Okay, I don't say it is haram, but I'm saying if someone is showing respect and he doesn't feel happy with leaving Quran on the carpet itself, that's good. You may be rewarded for the good intention. So he's saying, وَحَرِّمْ عَلَيْهِ الاتِّكَى, leaning on the Quran. Sometimes children read and they put their hands or lean on the Quran. It's no good. And so same is the ruling with the Kutub al-Hadith, and not only Kutub al-Hadith, let's say Islamic books, meaning sometimes a kitab, book of fiqh, but they quote some ayah or some hadith here and there. So those type of books also need to be shown respect. And you're not allowed to take them into the toilet. For example, you have a small mushaf in your pocket, so when you're going toilet, leave it, meaning leave it in some other place, and take after you come out of the toilet, except for if you are traveling and if you are traveling and you think that if you leave the mushaf and those books outside, they may be taken or stolen, then it is fine, take inside, but keep in the bag or something. Is that clear now? Sometimes you are traveling and it happens, you got mushaf in the Quran, where do you want to leave? Okay, وَجَائِزٌ إِيجَارٌ لِنَسْخِ الْقُرْآنِ. And can we rent a person or hire a person to write down the Quran? Okay, previously the books were written by the handwriting. Now we got printing also. So he's saying, what about hiring a person to copy the Quran, write down the Quran? He's saying it's fine. Okay, again the same ikhtilaf. So the person who is being hired, someone cannot say, how can you charge money of writing Quran? He's not charging money for the word of Allah, for the time that he is and the effort that he's making. And how can you, meaning, and how the rent should be determined? He's saying either by the time or by the pages or by the lines. For example, say, look, for each page you will get this much amount of money. Okay, so we completed one chapter and there's another short one. Let's take Al-Iddihan wal-Iktihal wal-Washmu wa-Ifa'u liha wa nahwahu. So now he's talking about something different. Iddihan is using cream or using oil. Okay, wal-Iktihalu, using, yes, Shakib, using surma. How do you call it? Using kohal. Okay, using kohal. What's the ruling? Wal-Washmu, and ruling of tattoo. Okay. Wa-Ifa'u liha, and yes, increasing the beard, not touching the beard. Wanahwahu, and related issues. So it is not a big one. We got how many? 6 or 7 lines. Let us finish with 5 and maximum 10 minutes. He's saying وَغِبًّا تَدَّهِنْ. He's saying yes, use dohan, use oil, not every day. Okay, not every day. Ghibban means if you have used one day, leave other day, and then use the next day, and so on and so forth. And I think same rules applies for the combing. Okay, why it is not good every day? Yes, every day, doing every day, it shows that you are more attached and you want to, worldly things, you want to beautify yourself. And leaving for longer time is also no good. Islam wants its followers to be in a proper shape. Okay, sometimes some people may live for 3-4 days and their hairs may get strangled with each other also. That's also wrong. So he's saying, Ribban taddahin. Use the dohan, use oil every other day. Use one day, leave the other day, and then use next day, and so on and so forth. Waqtahil, and use kohal mutiran, maintaining witr. For example, 3 times in right and 1 time, for example, in the left. Or if you want to do 3 times, maintaining witr, odd numbers. Okay, where we've been commanded to maintain witr. For example, you are using date, eat 3 or 5, and so on and so forth. Or you are using what we say stones or something, or tissue paper, then also witr, maintaining witr is also highly recommended. Okay, mutiran tusib ala kulli aynin fil qawi bi ismid. He's saying use ismid. Ismid is a special type of surma, kohl, that is sold or found in Makkah and Medina and Saudi, maybe. Little bit reddish or so. Okay, I'm not sure how original it is now, but that was the kohl that used to be used at the time of Prophet ﷺ. It is available even now. وَغَيِّرْ بِغَيْرِ الْأَسْوَدِ الشَّيِّ بِوَبْقِهِ. He's saying, change the shaib. What shaib means? The gray hairs. He's saying, change the gray hairs. Use any other color. Use any color other than the black. Okay, what is your ruling regarding changing the gray hairs? Is it recommended, or what is recommended? To leave as it is. Okay, changing the gray hairs and dyeing it is highly recommended. Is highly recommended. Prophet ﷺ, I think, went for, I'm not sure, was it Hajj, Fateh Makkah also, and Abu Bakr Raziallahu anhu's father was bored and he was old. Abu Bakr was the same age of Prophet ﷺ, more or less, 1 or 2 years younger, and his father was still there, and he embraced Islam. And the hadith says that his hairs were extremely white. He was so old. Then Prophet ﷺ said, "Ghayyir," meaning dye him. Avoid the black color, but it is good to dye, use any other color. And if someone is leaving the gray hairs, the white hairs as it is, that's also fine. You are talking about what is better. And avoid the black color. Avoiding black color is necessary. Okay, be careful. Sometimes this brown, dark brown, they also look like the blackish, unless it is light brown also. Sometimes I try even light brown, and if you leave for longer time than what it should be, that also, yeah, it gets dark and close to the blackish. But brown is fine, medium brown or light brown. He's saying, بغير الأسود, don't use the black one. There are some hadiths regarding the warning of using the black one. Some hadiths said the person would not get the smell of the Jannah, so it is serious. Okay, it is serious, and the same rules apply for the women as well. If they started having the gray hairs and they are using the black color, that's no good. Let them use some other color other than the black. Okay, and he's saying, وَلَا تَنْتِفَنَّهُ, and do not try to remove those gray hairs. It starts, the gray hairs start once or two here and there, and then the number increases. So he's saying, don't try to pluck them out, because Nurul Mawahidi, it is a nur for the person of Iman. The shayb, the gray hairs and the whiteness is a nur. It tells, it gives the impression to people that this person have been in Islam for 40 odd years. This person has been in Islam for 50 years. So it is a sign for other people to show respect. Yes. You're born in Islam and now you have this gray hair. It means you are in Islam for 50 years or so. Okay, other thing is saying, وَذَاكَ نَذِيرُ الْمَرْءِ يَنَرْتِهَالُ. And something good, he said that these gray hairs is نَذِيرُ الْمَرْءِ. It is a warning for the person that the end is coming close. Yes, that the end is coming close. The youth has gone. Okay, the youth has gone, and these white hairs or gray hairs is a signal that the end is coming close. Yanartihalu. And there is a narration, I think Yahya al-Islam or someone, I'm not sure how authentic it is, that when Malakul Maut came, he said, at least there should be some warning. And it was said, warning already been given. You were not mindful. The gray hairs itself is a sign or is a clue that the ending is coming close. And Hassan al-Basri was asked, he said, look, how do you call crops, kheti? Crops. Okay, Hassan al-Basri was asked, if the crops get ripe and get yellowish, what is the next step? What comes after?
Harvest.
Yeah, harvest. Okay, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala khatima hasna and good ending. وَلِلْقَزَ إِكْرَهِ ثُمَّ تَدْلِيسًا نُهَدِ. He's saying the qaza is also highly disliked. What qaza means? You leave some hair in the middle and get shaved this.
Skin fade.
Skin fade.
It's not a fade though, really, is it? It's a shave, clean shave, and then.
Okay, shaving from this part, the other part, and leaving the hair in the middle or so. Many of youngsters, they get it done. It's no good. Okay, watadlis, and deceiving people. Meaning you are 40 years old or over 40, you got gray hairs, and you are proposing someone and you are coloring with black, is giving impression that you are young. And if lady is doing also, that is also cheating. Deception, yes.
This is makeup. Yeah, makeup is the same, isn't it?
Making up for husband is fine, but again, don't use the black. Do some other color, like a brownish or any other color or reddish, but not with the black one. Okay, and he's saying that there are some actions and the person involved with them is cursed. Mal'oon. Mal'oon means someone has been cursed. And remember, lan is very strong word. What lan means? May Allah deprive the person from the mercy of Allah. May a person be deprived from the mercy of Allah. And if a person is really and truly deprived, then where is he heading? He won't head to the Jannah. No one can make his path to the Jannah without the mercy of Allah. And if a person has been deprived from the mercy of Allah, then his path is to the punishment. So he's saying there are some actions, kawashmin wa washriha wa namsin wa wasli shari bishari qayyidi. Okay, let me see. Kawashmin. I think what wash means? Tattooing. Okay?
Yeah.
The one who is tattooing and doing the tattoos, and the one for it is being done. Both are being cursed by the Prophet ﷺ. There is a hadith in which he said, La'an Allah al-washima wal-mustawshima. The one who is doing the tattoo and the one for it is being done. Okay, and what next he says? Wal-washmu, and yes, wa-washriha wa-namsin. Okay, what washr means? Any idea? Okay, tattooing and what we said here, plucking or changing or trimming, whatever is done, that's also haram. And many sisters, they are unaware of this issue. I mean, it is regarded from the major sin. Okay, by the way, wash is not da, means the other word coming, nams, da is the plucking the eyebrow or trimming or shaping, because this is a creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so one it is not allowed to alter, or yes, not allowed to alter or change. Alter and change is the same, or play with that. Okay, what about the washr? Washr is washrul asnani, meaning if there is a gap between the teeth, little gap, you're not allowed to fill with it, because that's the way you've been. Okay, unless it is up and down and it is regarded a aib means a fault, then you are allowed to get it treated. But if it is normal or little gap, and by the way, previously gap used to be regarded as a sign of the beauty for the woman. If there is a little gap, especially in the front teeth, and maybe the norms and the mentality gets changed from time to time. Nowadays they may think that it's to fill the gap may be the sign of beauty also. Previously having long hairs, until now long hairs is a sign of beauty. But here you find some people having and they think that makes them look younger also. Okay, so let's go back to, he's saying tattooing and getting the tattoo done, or washr, meaning filling the gaps between the teeth, wanams, and the eyebrow, plucking or trimming them or shaping, waslu shari bishar, waslu shari bishar, meaning making your hairs longer, using hair of other women also. Sometimes the hairs can be real hair, and sometimes it is not real hair, but it looks like the hair. Okay, so you find that it's called in Arabic bakura. I'm not sure what is said in the English. So sometimes these are ready-made available. So a woman goes and tries to buy the one which matches with her own natural hairs also.
Hair extension.
Okay, hair extension. Extension, hair extension. It can be real hair or can be artificial. He's saying that also has been prohibited. However, with the artificial one, there are some scholars that say it is fine, but it's good to be on safer side and avoid.
Artificial is okay.
I'm not saying okay. I said some scholars say okay. Sheikh Fawzan says that's also wrong. If it looks like the same hair, the real hair, he said that also should be avoided. And the safer option is that you avoid.
Is
transplanting hairs, right? These days it happens quite a lot. Like,
Okay, that's a good question. What is the ruling regarding the transplant? The scholars said that if it is if it is regarded as a aib means as a fault. Okay, some people have what is a bald head. No, for them it is fine. For them, you are treating the what we say the deficiency.
Alopecia.
Huh?
What? I mean, can I get it?
I'm not sure. The Sheikh Saleh Fawzan says if it is a deficient.
Alopecia.
Okay, if it is a deficient in a person, so deficiency can be removed, but altering the creation of Allah is no. So I think it is regarded as some sort of deficiency if there is no hair altogether until only you have little bit at the back. That is called deficiency. Okay, let's move ahead and conclude.
Looks painful when they have it done.
Okay, وَحَفُّ الرِّجَالِ الْوَجْهِ يُكْرَهُ مُطْلَقًا. And for man, what we say, shaving the beard, or even he's saying trimming, shortening the beard, he says it is makruh. Okay, shaving is haram. Regarding the trimming, there are two opinions. One is says that after this you can, after fist. And the correct opinion looks like leave it at it is, unless it becomes really odd, or it becomes so long that you started getting known with your beard also. In order to get a fame through the beard, it's fine. Otherwise, the correct opinion is leave it. وَإِفَاءُ لَهَا نَدْبٌ وَقِيلَ خُذْنَا مَا يَلِي حَلْقٌ. Okay, where did we get the dalil to say if it is over the one? What do you say? Yeah, one fist
One
length.
fist, yeah.
Okay, Abdullah ibn Umar used to do so. And not every time after Hajj and Umrah, he used to get hold and whatever, he used to trim, shorten.
In Shimali Tirmizi, the Prophet naturally his was like a handful. Like his was,
Okay, naturally, so he didn't used to cut also.
yeah. So he used to follow that because I don't want mine to be longer than
Okay. So some scholars say if someone is taking over one fist is fine, but generally speaking, the hadith says leave it at it is, increase the debate. Okay, what about the shawarib? The last one is shawarib. Shawarib is mustache. What is the ruling? Obviously, we need to shorten the shawarib. So when you are drinking water or something, the hairs are not so big that getting into the water, into the drink. Shortening is required. What about shaving the mustache altogether? Scholars have regarded as makruh. Makruh means dislike. Don't shave completely. Rather, shorten the mustache. Keep them short. How much short that they don't come below the lip and yes. And when you are drinking, they won't get into the water. Okay. Any rule? Any questions regarding the things that we have taken?
What about the soul patch?
This one.
Yeah, because I see some people they trim the soul patch, or some people it's just an expression, but the bit just below this lip, like if you see Mufti Menk, he has it really trimmed, that bit there. And
Okay,
then other people
when it is said beard,
yeah.
what is the beard? The Fuqaha have defined the beard is the hairs that grows over the, what is called?
The jaw.
Jaw and chin and cheeks as well. Okay, so they may not regard this part from the beard because it's not the chin starts from here.
It's called in Arabic sibal, isn't it? I think, is that right?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Sheikh Fahd.
Okay, so those who are trimming or they may not regard it's not from the lehia. And this one also is not from the lehia, by the way. The
It's up
halq.
to the Adams, isn't it, Sheikh?
Meaning it is until the jaw, until there. And this is neck. So if you are getting these rid of, it's fine. Like you can see he has got.
Yeah, look.
Gets itchy.
Okay, so lahia is the hairs that grows on these cheeks and jaw or chin.
What about if you've got one of those beards that kind of almost goes up to the, like just below the eye.
I think you can.
A high beard line.
You know the Qahar you mentioned, is it odd number in each eye or total number of odd times
I'm not sure. I think for each one.
for each eye?
That's one original, that's three, no, three and then two in the reason.
Altogether.
No, Sheikh. So in the
Altogether,
right, yeah,
two,
in the right is
five.
3, and then the left is 2.
So 2 1 is not odd unless you put them together.
Yeah, I
3
think
and
it's
2.
together, but I'm not sure.
Okay, find out whether it is together or each eye. Okay, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وجزاكم الله خيرا.